Brilliant. Maybe tomorrow. This is not live. This is not live. What's my time? What's my time? What's my time? Hey, 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 hey. Listen, this is very, yeah, look, I say 9. I said, look, fast. Last, I said 9. I said, look, last, I said 9. I said, say that they're getting helping their lives to it. So let me show you what you do. See, if you want to, you can see right now, if you're bringing in audio from our source, then I also got your desktop audio, which is literally the same thing as coming in. It's the call. So what you need to do, go over here to settings, go over here to audio, and make sure you just disable all the audio here. Because if you're because this lag less and obviously into the settings and change the classic clarity to above normal or this will make sure your computer will process OBS Studio over other programs. And it's because it's lag less and OBS Studio. Change your settings and change the process priority to above normal or this will make sure your computer will process OBS Studio and OBS Studio sources. You can give us something from like this one, with the webcam. Then you're using OBS for virtual camera. So Teams, you're recording with it, streaming with it. Chances are your microphone is around 50 milliseconds out of sync. Let me show you how to set that. Right, so with an OBS, what you're going to do is go to advanced audio properties. Now you do that by going to this button here. And then you're going to see that you've got something called sync offset. Sync offset is the number of milliseconds away that the microphone will be reaching the camera. So that's what longer for the camera to be rebooted and uploaded as part of the screen or screen or what. So in my case, I got to a 55 millisecond setting basically by putting this on a timeline and multiple trial and error attempts. Basically, what you're gonna do is clap to the camera like this, and then look for the spike in your timeline, and you'll quickly sync all of a sudden. I have had a visual lag in OBS for ages. Now, it confused me because this problem developed before I decided to make the change from the USB-C cable to the micro HDMI cable. But it's an issue where if you look at some of my previous live streams, some of my previous videos, my speech is a little bit after the visual. Now, I've really fixed it, and I believe that it's still fixed. I just tested when I stopped doing it. You would see it's just like a little bit off, and sometimes it was inconsistently out of sync with my voice. Now, because I use a separate camera and mic with a audio interface, you could possibly expect that to happen because it's not coming through the same cable, not going through the same feed, processing systems. But this had been an issue for a long time. It only started like a couple months ago. Like the lag started when I had no issues with the rest of my setup, my mind. Nothing changed, it just stopped lagging. So they believe that was a firmware issue. And this is an issue that I've still not really understood what went wrong, although I've resolved it now. I have had a visual lag in now it confused me because this problem developed decided to make the change from the USB-C cable to the micro HDMI cable. So my speech is a little bit now I believe it's still natural. We would see it was just like a little bit different. Stuff like it's an issue with some of the sections, like videos. My now, I believe that it's still with my HDMI cable, but it's an issue from I don't know. It's not, but this is good. Sweet thing. This is different people wasting. Just a moment for I went before I didn't check that. What kind doesn't need to be you need to sync your audio and video for live streaming in OBS when it's out of sync or it's delayed. Quick example, take a look at this clip. Check one, two, check one, two. So you can see in my lips and what I'm saying is not matching, even when I clap, you can see my matching. Quick tip is with AI, you can create any character you want. Real life, fantasy, it's and don't forget about AI video effects. You don't need expensive cameras or complicated software. You just need to know the right AI tools and how to use them. That's content.com. It's this video. We into this video, we're gonna show you how to fix the audio and video sync problem or delay problem. People call it different names. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna show you how to fix that. Of course, if you're streaming using OBS, this with OBS. So let's look at how to get into it. And actually, I have a clip here. Let me show you what it looks like. Okay, this is just a clip of this recording. And what is going on, guys? Some tips and tools and I am question. So as you can see, my lips are now matching with maybe one the sun. Right? So when I'm behind The audio is behind or the video. You want to see here behind. You don't know what's going on. You're not buying or listening. That's why we're gonna find out, and I'm gonna show you how to fix that if you have this. So I now have my camera, audio minute. This is what I need. Okay, and most of the time what's going to do is because of bringing in audio separate. Either way, if you want to avoid this, rather than going through what I'm showing you, because the tool is the only thing that this way to avoid is to have your camera connected with your microphone, so it goes through the camera and then send the audio via the microphone to the application. Mhm. So the audio and video, yes, the doctor and the OBS are the same. So do that. Then when you go here, it's gonna have your audio input tracker, audio input tracker. You're gonna import the audio from the name of it. And then you use this one way to solve this. You don't have to go through it. The second way of solving it is the one that I'm gonna throw to you, which is by putting a delay on your OBS has a little bit of a problem. It takes a lot longer for it to process the video than it does the audio. So when you play back your recording, the audio comes out ahead of.
I'm going to show you how you can manage stream delay in OBS. You go to settings by clicking on settings down here at the right bottom hand corner. Click on the advanced tab. That is to
To use OBS Studio to be able to stream, here's a quick way to be able to reduce lag and reduce CPU usage. On OBS Studio, on your main window, right click and select Enable Preview. Discover new preview window, and you'll see that you'll have smooth streams and your CPU usage will be lower. If you're a streamer, subscribe for more tips like this. If you want to make any mic that you utilize sound professional when you're streaming or utilize OBS Studio, here are three filters you must be using. The first thing you're going to do is under your mic, you're going to click these little three dots. You're going to come to where it says filters. And the first one you're going to want to add is a noise suppression. This is going to reduce any fan noise, any background noise, and give you nice quality. You can utilize here the art and noise. That's going to use more CPU usage. If you want to use like little three dots, you're going to come to where it says filters. And the first one we're going to want to add is a noise suppression. This is going to reduce any fan noise, any background noise, and give you mic. You're going to click these little three dots. You're going to come to where it says filters. And the first one we're going to want to add is a noise suppression. This is going to reduce any fan noise, any background noise, and give you nice quality. You can utilize here the art and noise. This is going to use more CPU usage. If you want to use less, you can use the FX. Then we're going to go ahead and add a compressor. So what this is going to do is if you get too loud for exciting moments, it's not going to pick your mics, not going to your viewers' ears. If you get too low, they're still going to be able to hear you. So you just want to add a compressor. And the last thing we want to add here is a three-band equalizer. It's going to give you a more richer sound. The easiest way to be able to do this is to increase the highs just a little bit, about maybe 250, and increase the lows about maybe 3. And go ahead and hit save. And the only want to do is record one. So and the last thing we want to add here is a three-band equalizer. So give you a more richer sound. And the easiest way to be able to do this is to increase the highs just a little bit, about maybe 250, and increase the lows about maybe 3. And hit save. And the only one to do is record we want to add here is a three-band equalizer. This will give you a more richer sound. And the easiest way to be able to do this is to increase the highs just a little bit, about maybe 250, and increase the lows about maybe 3. And hit save. And the only one to do is record one, get a sample for it, and make the two things to find out how much speed. Hope that helped. Now you have to something. See you guys in the next video. If you want to make any mic that's utilized sound professional using three-band equalizers, will give you a more richer sound. And the easiest way to be able to do this is to increase the highs just a little bit, about maybe 250, and increase the lows about maybe 3. Go ahead and hit save. And the only one to do is record one, get a sample for it, and make the do this to increase the highs just a little bit, about maybe 250, and increase the lows about maybe 3. Go ahead and hit save. And the only one to do is record one, get a sample for it, and make the settings to find the right word for you. Hope that helped. Now you have questions in the game. See you guys in the next video. You want to make any mic that's utilized sound effective when you're streaming, when you utilize OBS Studio, here are three filters you must be using. Use under your mic, you're going to use little three dots. You're going to consider this filters. And the first, use OBS Studio. If you experience any kind of lag when you're using OBS, whether that's through recording or streaming, here's some things that you can do to try to reduce that lag in CPU usage. Now, you don't need to do all of these things. I'm going to just try one by one and then keep testing as you go through this process. But first thing that I want you to do is that whenever you open up OBS, I want you to right click on it and right click on OBS Studio and run as administrator. This is going to be super important because what you do is it tells your computer to prioritize OBS and give it as many resources as possible. Once you open it up as an admin, you want to come here to where it says settings. You want to go to advanced and you want to make sure the process priority is on high or above normal. Again, we want to just tell the computer to give us as many resources as we can. So that's going to be the first thing that you can potentially do. That should automatically already start to improve the lag and CPU usage of OBS. So once you've done that, one thing that you can do that's really easy fix is to right click on this main window. You should have all your overlays set up, all your scenes, and if you're not already familiar with what's going on, what makes it physically see what's happening in OBS, and can I do a right click on this main screen and remove enable preview. Just by doing that, you're going to see a massive drop in your CPU usage because no longer are you having to display and output the recording or streaming what is in the sensor queue. Okay? So those are the two things that should dramatically change what's happening in OBS. Now I was going to tap into a few setting things here. So if you come here to settings, what I want you to do is I want you to come here to where it says output. And it's super important whether you're streaming or recording, the encoder that you're using matters. Okay? So if you have multiple options like you have here, then you want to make sure you use the NVIDIA NVIC H264. If you only have 8x264, then you want to make sure that you have this set at very fast. Again, these are some of the things that matter when it comes to streaming and recording. And again, these settings matter here for streaming as well. Same thing as the encoders. You can see here, this is the one that I want to utilize because what this does is it takes the pressure off my CPU and puts it on my GPU, allowing it to be able to handle it. Now, if you're on Mac, some of the stuff doesn't work for streaming as well. Same thing at NVIDIA NVIC H264. If you only have 8x264, then you want to make sure that you have this set at very fast. Again, these are some of the things that matter when it comes to streaming and recording. And again, these settings matter here for streaming as well. Same thing as the encoders. You can see here, this is the one that I want to utilize because what this does is that it takes the pressure off of my CPU and puts it on my GPU, allowing it to be able to handle it. Now, if you're on Mac, some of the stuff doesn't really matter, but just let me know in the comments and I'll make a video specifically for that on what you allow it to. This is the one that I want. And encoder that you're using matters. Okay, so if you have multiple options like I have here, then you want to make sure you use the NVIDIA NVIC H264. If you only have 8x264, then you want to make sure that you have this set at very fast. Again, these are some of the things that matter when it comes to streaming and recording. And again, these settings matter here for